Hello, Blake Mackey here again. Just thought I'd reach out to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well out there. What's the purpose of these videos? Corporate liberation. I reserve the right to always switch it up, change the name of this channel. I know I need more glitz and glam. I need more effects. I need more time and effort, energy into this. However, that's the goal. The goal really is to just have a platform in order to speak my mind without fear and help as many people as possible at the same time. So, how can I help today? I don't know if I can. Corporate liberation might get changed. The passion to liberate myself from corporate is still there, and obviously the main goal. However, it's not the only goal. There's nothing wrong with anything. But there is something wrong with putting your hopes and dreams in one job. Let the power fly away, because every time you have a job, what do you have the risk of? Getting fired. Oh, I got fired today. It's the worst day of my life. Who gives a damn about getting fired anymore? Walk away. You got options. That's what corporate liberation is about. It's taking the power from status quo. The power of what do you do for a living? The power of status and being a part of something bigger than yourself. It's gotten so bad that I feel like it doesn't matter what you're part of anymore, as long as you're part of it. You get congratulated if it's paying you. Because everybody wants to survive in this world of rich and poor that we see right in our faces every time we leave the houses and go driving. Rich and poor, the fear of being poor, the fear of not being able to do for self, to provide for your family, the fear of losing it all, the fear of being canceled. Cancel culture goes up and down all the way to the ground, to the people who are raised on survival. A lot of people are raised on survival, and they don't really experience cancel culture because they're not rich and they're not privileged and they're not in a position where their voices even mattered, even counts. However, they get canceled before they even start. There's so much talent, there's so many dreams and options of people just getting crushed by corporate society. So my book, read it, Mindsets for Longevity. I'll post the link in the description below. Buy it. It's a real book. It's not your typical self-help book that makes you feel like you should change something about what you're doing. It's more of a self-actualization of what you're facing in corporate societies, in corporate institutions. It's what you should understand while you're in them, smiling, dapping, pretending like everything is great, building relationships. It's the real behind all that. There's nothing wrong with these corporate institutions. Sometimes you get a raw deal and you get the worst end of it, but you gotta knock it off, shake it off, and keep moving inside of these corporate situations. This isn't about not working for corporate. It's about surviving while you're in them. Mental health is important. There's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Like I said, everybody wants to be a part of something bigger than them that pays their bills and makes them feel good, makes them feel complete. People say, "How are you doing?" "I'm doing great." "What do you do?" "I work for such and such." "Oh, I'm a such and such at such and such." What does it matter what you do if you're in abundance? Why do we have to explain to people what you do when you're in abundance? Well, it's a society norm. Like I said, people are raised on survival, so they want to know what you do to survive. It's kind of like in the caveman days. How'd you get that lion head out of that tree? Where'd you get that donkey? You murdered it? What do you do for a living? I'm just guessing. I have nothing about the caveman days because I wasn't there. I was in the Egyptian times. We was building we were building pyramids with sound. I finally understand how these things were built. Well, I don't understand and I don't know because wasn't physically there, but my DNA was. But check it out. What I feel like, I, they had a show on TV that showed how sound waves can make water what's the word I'm looking for? Not levitate, not elevate, but float in midair without. It's just a ball of water floating with sound waves. Therefore, if you can let these tiny particles of water do it, give a God enough time, he'll create an object that can lift boulders, tons. You can just move it with your hands because it's thin featherweight. That's what I think happened. But I don't want to say it because I wasn't there and I know nothing about it. And I would be very impressed to see it. They say those those pyramids, they say are like big energy fields. They generate energy from the way they're built from the earth naturally. It would be amazing to see that in full effect. Turn it on. Turn on the energy fields, Pharaoh. It's time to go to Mars. Let me drink some of this purple lotus tea, they call it. It was like the weed of the Egyptians or something, I thought. But anyways, back to subjects. Just wanted to say what's up. Reach out. I may do some more in-person videos where you see my face. I feel like I'm the man behind the camera now. Or I'm more comfortable. Radio, iPod, what's that called? I don't even know what the hell those things are called. Anyway, it'll come to me. But yeah. January 15th, 2023, the world is going through changes. The war in Ukraine is popping off. They're sending tanks from Britain. Britain's giving them tanks. They're supposed to have shot down a UFO in Russia by a air defense air defense system hit a UFO. They say the houses for miles rumbled. I saw the video. I heard the background. Sounded legit. Armageddon. Is it the war of Armageddon? Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. Ooh. So back at it. Corporations. Isn't it a shame what they're doing to my guy Russell Wilson? The Denver media has hated this man since the first day he was signed. The Denver media has hated Russell Wilson since the first day he was signed. I said it. I meant it. This is why. When the world found out that Russell Wilson was coming to Denver, everybody was happy. However, in real life, it hadn't been official yet in the city of Denver. It went official a week later, after it was announced for some reason. How do I know this? I was living in Las Vegas at the time. It was announced, Russell Wilson's Denver, rah rah. Everybody's excited in Vegas. Oh, that's pretty cool. Russell Wilson going to Denver. I drive back to Denver a week later. And they're like, well, we're barely signing the contract. Tomorrow. It's official now. And I've heard the snarkiness ever since. Why would it take a week for him to sign the contract, I thought? Why was it official to the world but not in Denver? Denver always wants to backhanded something on some, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that. This place is unique. However, they've been hating that nigga since. Ever since he signed late. Then, they're like, really snarky toward him on the news media outlets. Russell Wilson's still the starting quarterback. This was literally a week after he got signed. Disrespect the man and say he's still coming to Denver. Before he even snapped a ball, they were throwing snarkiness at that man. I gotta talk to that brother. Maybe I'm sure he has people way smarter than me in this corner that can tell him what they're up to and how not to let this bullshit destroy his career, because that's what they do well. They pile on the bandwagon and they stomp you out in public. Not a public lynching, a public stomping. That's what they're trying to do with my brother, Russell Wilson. And they look at the team they surround him with. No disrespect to anybody on that team. But damn. Come on. I'm sure there's some good professionals, but there is no playmakers out there. Yes, I said it. There are zero playmakers. If you want to win football games, you got to get the best players out there. You got to put them on the field. And they surrounded Russell Wilson with a bunch of bullshit this year. And then expect him to do what he did when he was in Seattle. But anyway, they need to cool out on that brother, taking shots at him. I don't know who the new coach is going to be. Hopefully it's Harbaugh. I don't know how to say it. Maybe he's coming back. Maybe he can make it up. I'm sick of the stupid non-support of Russell Wilson because he's, don't want to say it, you know, black quarterback. We don't like black quarterbacks in Denver. That's how I feel it is. Where was I at? What store was that? Starbucks. I think it was Starbucks. And some guy in front of me or whatever had his name Russell Wilson, and I heard them make a snarky comment about him. They were saying his name was Russell. He's like, I hope your name isn't Russell Wilson. And it was like, why would you hope his name isn't Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson seems like a cool guy. If it's Russell Wilson as his name, it's pretty cool. Why would that be a negative thing? I hope his name isn't Russell. Motherfucker, that's a Super Bowl champion. Show some respect. But they don't care. They paid him to hate him. $200 million. So that's why I'm whatever. He's getting paid for it. But anyway, let me cut this short. I'm just yapping. I'll just talk. Get on here to talk. But I have a voice, so I'm going to use it. Corporate liberation. How to survive and see, Russell Wilson might even want to read my book. Mindsets for Longevity and Socially Imbalanced Environments. When I say socially imbalanced, I mean everybody's not welcome. And if everybody's not welcome, that means it's socially imbalanced. If you ever go to a place and you feel unwelcome, read my book. If you're ever in a place and you feel hostile energies towards you and you have a hard time coming back every day, read my book. If your boss writes you up and threatens your job, the way you feed your fam, feed yourself, and they threaten you on some bullshit, read my book. Mindsets for Longevity. Really need to be armed, and you need to understand that everything isn't shits and giggles that a lot of these books offer, especially for people who have been genetically attacked in the histories of America. You are a product of your environment, and if your environment dictates a place of hostility toward your color, you become what the environment demands of you. So we got to travel, we got to get out of this country and take a bath in reality. Not everybody's hateful. I've been noticing in different cities I go to, I catch the vibes. In Denver has a New York vibe, but don't nobody want to swing. Everybody's a tough guy in Denver, but don't nobody want to put these hands, want to throw them hands. They act tough, but when it comes down to it, they a bitch. Oh! Let me stop talking crazy. Excuse my language. Hope everybody out there don't get offended. I'm not super tough. Even when I was super tough, I never beat nobody up. Unless I had to. I was super tough on that football field. I was the ultimate competitor. Ultimate competitor. I was so good at the game of football that they could not play me. My senior year, they refused to throw me a single pass. They refused to let me shine because I was that good. Now imagine that. You won't hurt somebody's feelings because you're gonna be a superstar, but they can't manage to see it, so they sit you on the bench and they do you wrong and they basically put you through hell because all your hopes and dreams are being taken from you. But then after a while, you sit and realize that, you know what? I expected this shit. Maybe I manifested it in a way. I knew you know what you are. You know you're great. You know your greatness. And if you don't manifest that greatness, it's because you manifest something else. But I will not blame the victim. I am not the victim. I was the victim, but I won't blame myself for it. The window of opportunity for riches in America, when you're chasing the dream at a young age, could be smoke and mirrors. You might master the art, but the application gets denied. The job application gets denied when you're at the door. That doesn't usually happen. I believe in greatness. I believe in prosperity. Sometimes good things happen to bad things happen to good people sometimes when it comes to anything of that nature. It's fame, stardom. At the end of the day, it's trying to survive, trying to have security in an unforgiving world. But yeah, let me stop yapping. Good talking to everybody. It's 3:32 a.m. 1/15/2023. Get with you soon. I'll have more to talk about. What did we talk about? Deion Sanders is in Boulder. Congratulations. They are getting talent now. Can't wait to see him ball. Who that talking about beat them Buffaloes? Who that? Who that? What? What I miss about Colorado football is that beat. I forget how it goes, but we have a beat. Oh, sorry. My neighbor get crazy when I bang. It's a beat. It goes. Fuck. This nigga come out my house again. I'm gonna have to whoop his ass. Alright, but anyway. I'm back at it. Talking, speaking the truth. Corporate liberation. Do for self. Watch your back. Protect yourself at all times. One love.